Hello, my love, and welcome back to Unleash Your Heart. Today, we're talking about leading as a CEO or also a solopreneur in your feminine energy with power, flow, intuition, and authentic leadership. But before we dive into the deeper theme, let me start with a story. A few years ago, I worked with a woman who was leading a successful company. From the outside, she had it all: the numbers, the recognition, the team, the profit. But inside, she was exhausted. She felt like she was constantly pushing, constantly performing, constantly wearing armor. And when I asked her what she longed for, her eyes filled with tears. She said, "I just want to feel like myself again. I don't want to lead like a man in a suit of armor. I want to lead as me. I want to feel me in my business." And that, my love, is what today's episode is all about. How to lead as a CEO or solopreneur, or simply as the leader of your own life. You don't have to have your own business for that, in your feminine energy. For so long, leadership has been defined through the masculine lens: control, strategy, structure, competition, linear growth. And these are not bad qualities. Of course, they are needed. But when they dominate, leadership becomes cold, rigid, and disconnected. Feminine leadership looks different. It's not about force, it's about flow. It's not about control, it's about connection. It's not about climbing above others, it's about rising together. Leading in your feminine does not mean being passive, emotional without grounding, or soft in a weak sense. It doesn't mean it all. It means leading from intuition, from trust, from compassion, creativity, and embodied power. And with that, I want to give you 3 keys for your feminine leadership. The first key is leading with presence instead of pressure. In masculine leadership, pressure is often the driver. Deadlines, targets, pushing harder, getting better, and first of all, be better than the other one. In feminine leadership, presence is the driver. Being fully here, listening deeply, feeling what's right, what's wrong, making decisions from clarity and your intuition rather than from stress and disease, from the bad eye you're looking for the competition or the other CEO who's doing maybe a little better in the past 4 months than you. Good for him, look for you. When you're present, your team feels safe. Feel safe, you feel safe, and then your business, your company, or also your solopreneurship feels safe. And safe people, also you, create their best work when they're feeling safe and they're connected with their body, with themselves, and create out of the inner world. Key number 2, leading with intuition as well as logic. Masculine leadership says, "Show me the numbers." prove it, and think it through. Then I make up my mind. Feminine leadership adds, what feels aligned? What is the deeper why? And what does my intuition say? It's not either or. It's both. Logic builds the strategy, and intuition guides you the right direction with the right people. And key number 3 is leading with collaboration instead of competition. In the old paradigm, leadership was about being the strongest, the smartest, the one on the top. In the feminine leadership, it's about collective wisdom. And yes, of course, we also have the competition there. But we should open our hearts, forget our ego here, and drive our business and lead our business more from the inner wisdom with the others and in sisterhood than in competition. It's knowing that your team, your community, your co-creators, and also your competition partners all carry genius. And when you weave it together, you rise higher than you could alone. And from here, take a deep breath and ask yourself, where am I leading with pressure instead of presence? Where can I invite more collaboration, more intuition, and more flow instead of strategy and being mean to other business partners? And if you want to feel that new energy and get more into the feminine CEO, of course, also the masculine side, I have a mini power talk for you. If you want to, you can close your eyes for a moment. If you can, but you don't have to. Breathe deeply and now repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind. I am a leader who honors both strength and softness. I trust my intuition as much as my strategy. I create from flow, not from force. I rise and I bring others with me. My feminine leadership is powerful, magnetic, and needed in this world. Feel these words. Let them settle in your body. How does it feel? And then let this bring into your daily reality. Ask yourself every morning or every time you step in your office, how would my leadership feel if I brought more presence and less pressure? And a little reminder, if you don't have your own business, you can also take this for your home or for your job. How would my leadership feel if I brought more presence and less pressure? What would change if I trusted my intuition in my next decision? Where can I invite more collaboration instead of doing everything alone. And you don't have to change everything overnight. Feminine leadership is not about speed, it's about sustainable growth. Being aligned with your own female cycle and rooted in authenticity. So feel free to write these questions down into a journal or piece of paper and let the answer find you in your daily life or right after this episode. The questions were, how would my leadership feel if I brought more presence and less pressure? What would change if I trusted my intuition in my next decision? And where can I invite more collaboration instead of doing everything alone? My love, the world doesn't need more leaders who burn out, who dominate, who disconnect. The world needs more leaders who embody love, wisdom, and balance. And this is exactly what you bring when you lead in your feminine energy. And I invite you to journal after this episode. What is one way I can step into my feminine leadership this week? What is one way I can step into my feminine leadership this week? And then do it. Small steps create powerful ripple effects. I hope this episode has inspired you. And if you have any questions or want to tell me your thoughts about that, feel free to write a comment below on this episode on YouTube or write me a message on Instagram. You will find me there at Linda Roach Spielmann. Every information about me, my work, and podcast is also down below in the show notes or info box, depending on where you're listening to the podcast. And we see us next time on Sunday. Until then, just breathe, trust yourself, give yourself some love, and lead from your feminine power within. My love to you, and thank you so much for listening.